Good morning students, hope you all are fine at your home. So in the previous class we have discussed about the two kingdoms, that is Monera and the Protista. So today we're going to discuss about the fungi. So let's start. Fungi is eukaryotic and multicellular organism. But there is an exception, that is unicellular fungi, which is yeast. Clear? So fungi is eukaryotic and it is multicellular. There is an exception called yeast, and based on their body structure, the fungi have a thread-like structure which is known as hyphae. Okay? The body structures of the fungi have thread-like structure which is known as hyphae. So based on hyphae, it is being classified into two classes, that is septate and aseptate. Septate form and aseptate form. Aseptate form, those fungi which have hyphae and they do not have cross walls, and those fungi which have cross wall in their hyphae are said to be septate. These cross walls are called septum. And each septum contain, or each portion in the two septum contain one nuclei, so they are uninucleate. Clear? Here there are no septums or no cross walls are present, so the nucleus suspended in the body and the structure is said to be multicellular, you can say multinucleated, right? So this is about the body structure of the fungi. Next is the fungi do not contain pigments. They do not contain pigments, right? And so this is said to be, you can say that they are apigmented. They are apigmented or unpigmented, right? So the fungi do not contain pigments like algae. They do not contain any of the pigments. They are totally heterotrophic. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition, you know it very well. Those organisms which depends on the other for their food is said to be heterotrophic. So in heterotrophic, they are saprophytic. And parasitic. What do you mean by saprophytic? Sapro means rotten and phytic, the organism. So the organism which feed on dead and decaying matter, they are said to be saprophytic. And in saprophytic, they have extracellular mode of digestion. What do you mean by extracellular? Extracellular means outside the cell. That means the fungi hyphae, they produces certain enzymes outside their body which degrade complex molecules into simpler one, so that the fungi can absorb those simple substances for their nutrition. That means they release the enzyme outside their body to degrade the organic matter, so that the complex molecule get converted into simpler one, so that they can absorb those simpler molecules, right? Those saprophytic is extracellular. Next is parasitic. That means they can derive the nutrition from the host. Clear? Next, talking about the classification of the fungi, or you can say reproduction. Before that, we'll discuss something about the reproduction. Reproduction can be sexual and asexual. Sexual by means of spores, or the spores act as like a gamete and they undergo sexual reproduction, and asexual by budding, that occurs in yeast, and by spore formation in asexual mode. Okay? Now come to the classification of the fungi. So based on their nourishment and the type of organism or the type of gamete, which is a flagellated form or non-flagellated form, whether it's a lower fungi or higher fungi, based on that they are classified into different classes. So you can say that based on the hyphae, I told you now, they are divided into septate and aseptate. So aseptate form, basically aseptate form are basically phycomycetes. Phycomycete, this is the first class of the fungi. So aseptate जो hyphae है वो lower fungi में आता है, lower fungi, right? In lower fungi the first class is phycomycete, and under this phycomycete those member who produces flagellar members, those members who produces flagellar members under phycomycetes are said to be mastigomycetes. Mastigomycetes. Next, non-flagellar members. Non-flagellar members. These are zygomycetes. Zygomycetes. Clear? So based on the aseptate and septate hyphae, they are classified into phycomycetes, and under the aseptate, the phycomycetes, which is further get divided into flagellar members and non-flagellar members. So non-flagellar members is zygomycetes and flagellar members are mastigomycetes. Right? Next is the higher fungi that have septate hyphae. So this is further classified into 3 different classes. Okay, I'll erase it. So this is further divided based on their reproductive structure, what kind of reproductive structures they are producing and what they are not producing. So the first one is ascomycetes. Second is basidiomycetes. And the third one is deuteromycetes. Ascomycetes produces a reproductive structure which is known as ascus, and basidiomycetes produces a reproductive structure which is known as basidium, and deuteromycetes do not produce, or they do not have sexual reproduction, right? They are called fungi imperfecti. Fungi imperfecti. So this is the introductory video of the fungi. So how this fungi is being classified into different classes based on their hyphae and based on the reproductive structures, what they are producing and how they are producing and what they are producing, right? Even they are producing or not. So we will discuss each class in detail in our forthcoming lectures. So that's all for today. Hope you all are fine at your home. Stay home, stay safe, beta. Any doubt you can contact me. Thank you.